In 2004, on the set of the steamy action comedy Mr. and Mrs. Smith, two of Hollywood's brightest stars, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, found something that transcended scripts and stunts. They found each other, even though Brad was still married to Jennifer Aniston, and what ignited on film ignited off-camera too, drawing the gaze of the paparazzi and hearts of fans worldwide. By January 2005, Brad and Jennifer had announced their separation, and by April that year Brad and Angelina were caught in a tender family moment in Kenya. Sunblock, sand, joy, and Maddox, Jolie's son, marking the quiet birth of Brangelina. Their love was a fierce fusion of passion and purpose. After the scandal, Angelina's UN work, Brad's work ethic, humanitarian missions, they discovered partnership in causes as well as kisses. January 2006 arrived with more than a whisper of commitment. Angelina announced her pregnancy, and Brad legally adopted Maddox and Zahara, cementing their bond as a family before a courtroom or wedding ever would. May that year brought Shiloh, their first biological child born in Namibia, March 2007, the adoption of Pax from Vietnam, and by July 2008, twins Knox and Vivian graced their lives in France. Their brood complete at 6 children, 3 adopted and 3 born biologically, all carried on Jolie Pitt passports. They were more than a couple, a family with a global mission, expanding into philanthropy with the Jolie/Pitt Foundation, rebuilding in New Orleans, opening their hearts and home in Africa. Brad stood strong when Angelina faced genetic peril. BRCA1 revelations in 2013 brought strength and demonstrated love when he rushed to France, stood by her side through surgeries, finding laughter even in white hospital halls. Their engagement in April 2012 was a children's victory dance, promise wrapped in small voices longing for legality, and by August 2014, in a hushed chateau ceremony at Miraval, with private vows, homemade cake baked by Pax, and children in every role, they became spouses not for show but for each other. Their joint film By the Sea, filmed during their honeymoon, mirrored their deepest bond yet also foreshadowed haunting vulnerabilities. Yet after 12 intense years of raising 6 children across continents, of love and artistry and activism, cracks began to show. Differing parenting styles, intense pressure, the strain of life under spotlight, all brewed a storm. A Reddit insider whispered, Brad grew up with structure. Angie wanted the kids to be more independent, a seemingly small difference that stirred chaos. Tensions reached a breaking point in September 2016 aboard their private plane. FBI and DCFS investigated emotional and physical allegations. Private pain exploded into public tragedy. On September 19, 2016, Angelina filed for divorce, seeking custody and peace for her children, sparking one of the most bitter celebrity splits in memory. Courtrooms became their battleground. Custody, estates, their beloved French winery Miraval, legal filings, countersuits, the label of irreconcilable differences. A marriage unraveling in live-streamed proceedings. April 2019 saw them declared legally single, yet 8 years of entanglement remained until December 2024, when final papers closed doors never truly shut. Angelina was relieved, Brad called it not a major thing, but both admitted to hearts scarred, relationships strained, children fractured, some even dropped his surname. Today, Brad is rebuilding with Ines de Ramon, his children navigating the wreckage. Angelina heals in quiet moments with her kids, focusing on their well-being and her humanitarian mission. Their love was a supernova, bright, beautiful, irresistible. But even supernovae burn out, leaving echoes of light and heartache, shining on lessons learned and broken pieces that still pulse with memory. Early 2025, Angelina steps into the light. At the Palm Springs International Film Festival in January, she beams with daughter Zahara, debuting new bangs and radiant strength, calling out liars in a cover interview, an unspoken hint at the betrayal she's endured. By February she's constantly rooted in her work, fashion with Atelier Jolie, humanitarian causes, and most importantly her 6 children. She's still not hunting for love, not yet. By March, on turning 50, her children rally for a proper celebration, a solid sign she's healing as a mother first. Brad, meanwhile, rebuilds at pace. By March he's again referring to life as good, no complaints, gearing up for his lead role in F1, due June 27th. At the same time, he confirms he's fully committed to Ines de Ramon, but marriage? Not on the menu. Today, in June 2025, that relationship looks calm and centered. Ines is his rock. Sources say she's the quietly supportive, calming presence who helped Brad finally let go, sealing the divorce so he could fully commit to a new chapter. Their public premieres, an affectionate red carpet at F1 in Mexico and NYC, show him more self-anchored than he's been in years. But beneath the polish, the wounds linger. Relations with his children remain fraught. Some even dropped Pitt. His legal plea to reconnect with troubled son Pax sparks hope, but deep tension remains over how Angelina raised them. Reddit whispers confirm it. Brad has visitation with the younger kids, but virtually no contact with the adult kids. Angelina, publicly guarded, has signaled distrust, pet peeves, liars, her shield against further hurt. But she's also allowing joy, appearances with her kids, engagements in causes, re-emergence into social life. The world is her witness, but her heart remains anchored to family. So here they stand, two wounded lovers who once soared across continents and on screen, now survivors walking separate, parallel paths strewn with memories still too raw to fully erase. He gazes forward, hand in hand with Ines, ready for new roles on screen and off. She stays grounded, mother first, slowly opening her heart to life beyond pain. She cloaked herself in softness, holidays at home, pajamas, the hush of healing. Amid it all, Angelina reconnected with her truest self, a vulnerable, tender-hearted woman rediscovering joy through 6 children who became both her anchor and her compass. She describes the sensation like a light flickering back on. My children know my true self, and they have helped me to find it again. I learn from their strength. Those same children encouraged her to stand firm. Even when it hurt, she chose purpose over revenge, shielding them from the world's spectacle. Every role became a mirror. As Maria Callas, her voice trembled until tears flowed, revealing a soul that had been holding its breath, the best therapy I've ever had. As herself, she declared, "Motherhood is my happiness. You can take everything else away. Nothing else matters." And yes, they laughed together. Bedtime stories in cartoon voices, trampoline chaos, even opera warm-ups that made the house tremble. It all became a reclaimed childhood soundtrack. Her activism calmed the ache, visiting refugee camps, channeling heartbreak into empathy, rediscovering purpose in helping others heal, even as she healed. Therapy re-entered her life, along with singing and long walks. Self-care became revolutionary. Brad's echoes remain. Their children, like Pax and Shiloh, didn't vanish. They guided her back to laughter, trust, love. But the shadows linger in custody halls and quiet dinner rooms. Some children even dropped his surname, a heartbreak in itself. Yet today, Angelina stands luminous. She beams with her brood at red carpets, films layered with emotional courage, and the founding of Atelier Jolie, a creative sanctuary where softness meets strength. Their story doesn't circle back to each other. It splits, and that's okay. Brad's new path with Ines de Ramon continues. Angelina's is rooted in family, film, empathy. Broken to pieces, they built deeper selves. In the silence after the storm, she found her voice again, not just as an icon, but as a mother who learned, pain can fracture, but love, fierce and steady, can rebuild an entire world. She's become unshakably present, winding days around her children, school drop-offs, ice cream conspiracies, pajama movie nights, each ritual reclaiming normalcy, each laugh reaffirming life. In a candid nod to Good Morning America, Angie shared, "Motherhood is my happiness. You can take everything else away from me. Nothing else matters." Her upcoming role as Maria Callas isn't just another part. It's therapy, a mirror of her solitude and strength. Meanwhile, her humanitarian focus sharpens. She's visited refugee camps, lobbied for domestic violence reforms, led initiatives like Violence Against Women Act reauthorization, turning her heartache into change. Brad, too, is rebuilding, but differently. With Ines de Ramon, he rediscovered joy in simplicity, candlelit dinners at home, spontaneous trips to Carmel, shared laughter over art and architecture. She's his partner in renewal. His friends say Ines brought warmth back to his social life, hosting dinner parties with old pals like Ed Norton, Quentin Tarantino, even Flea and his wife. While during filming in New Zealand, he arranged visits just to surprise her, proving intentionality in every gesture. At the F1 premiere in NYC, they walked hand in hand, comfortable, uncalculated. A love that evolved, not staged, Brad emphasized in a GQ interview. But the past still resides in both of them. Brad openly admits he's learning from mistakes made in his marriage and divorce, choosing trust, simplicity, and surrounding himself with people who love you back. Ines has been described as the calming presence who helped him settle the divorce, creating a space for renewal. Yet, tensions over his children persist. Some of them have dropped his surname, he has limited contact, and is seeking reconnection where those bonds can be healed. And Angelina, though she remains bright and purposeful, still confronts loneliness. She has described periods of emptiness while filming Maria and grappling with vineyard disputes. Hardships she transforms into art and advocacy. So here they are now. Angelina, radiant and resolute, mothering her world back into color, channeling her pain into politics, art, and protection. She's discovered healing in enoughness, family, purpose, self. Brad, anchored anew, learning humility, forging a life grounded in laughter and simplicity with Ines, while tenderly trying to rebuild fractured family ties. Their supernova burned out, but the light lingers in tenderness, in rebuilding, in two souls wiser, softer, healing, separate but no less whole. Angelina remains anchored in her children. Every sunlit morning drop-off, every board game laughter, every bedtime story recited with cartoon voices. It's in the mundane that she finds her pulse again. As she shared at the Golden Globes, this holiday season was home in pajamas. Quiet, a deliberate breath after years of storm. Her comeback role as Maria Callas literally resurrected her spark. Starting to come alive again, she said, and it served as both performance and therapy. She's also reclaiming purpose, expanding her UN work, advocating for refugees, domestic violence survivors, emergency childhood education, and leading Atelier Jolie, an artistic safe space for vulnerability and self-expression. Each cause echoes her personal rebirth, emerging stronger, centered more firmly on her values and family. She's acknowledged losing her light in the divorce's darkness, and now she's steered that glow back into film, activism, and artistry. Brad's rebuilding looks different, rooted in humility, simplicity, and renewed devotion to family and true friends. At the F1 premiere in Mexico City, he emphasized, "You learn from mistakes. Surround yourself with people that love you back." He's rediscovered joy through the small moments, cooking for Ines de Ramon, walking on Carmel Beach, candlelit dinners, a softer narrative far from Hollywood's glare. Ines has become his anchor, the calming presence who helped him finally close the divorce chapter so he could fully commit to this fresh start, all without rushing into remarriage. Friends describe Brad's current world as warm, secure, and contained, a far cry from the public chaos of his past. Yet, the children remain at the center of both their pains. Several have even dropped the Pitt surname, echoes of wounds still raw. Brad speaks of limited contact and is seeking ways to mend fractured bonds, admitting no matter the mistake, learn and move on. But for now, the process remains fragile. Angelina, fiercely protective, has shielded the family fiercely, saying motherhood is my happiness. Nothing else matters. She admits her social life is minimal. "I don't really have a social life," preferring authenticity over celebrity emptiness. What 2025 might bring. Angelina, continuing her ascent in Maria, possibly campaigning award season, alongside activist milestones. Expect more family-focused appearances and creative expansion. Brad, rolling out F1 on June 27, solidifying his renewed identity in simpler bonds. Future may include a home, possibly kids with Ines, and slow efforts at family reconciliation. Their children, watchers say they're the axis of healing, or distance, in the years ahead. They're not starting over, they're building onward from pain. Her renaissance is soft but fierce, his is humble and steady. Their children carry scars, hope, and their legacy. But present-day Angelina and Brad are each crafting versions of home and self that belong solely to them, shaped by love's brilliance and its collapse. There's no sequel to Brangelina. But there are two lives here, reshaped by its echo, forging forward on individual paths of resilience, silence, and slow reawakening. Angelina's trajectory is defined by confrontation and rebirth. After the divorce, she stepped away from full-on acting, working only on smaller projects to stay grounded with her kids. We had a lot of healing to do, we're still finding our footing. When Maria came along, playing Maria Callas forced her to relearn how to breathe, sing, and speak up. She later shared, "I didn't know how much I had lost my voice. Finding it again was very emotional. It wasn't just a performance, it became therapy." Tagged as her best work in a decade, it happened with kind people around me to hold my hand. That transformation continues with Couture, formerly Stitches, shooting in Paris, with her stepping into auteur-driven, bilingual roles reflective of her inner evolution. She didn't stop acting. Atelier Jolie, a fashion line built on self-protection and softness, emerged as both a creative and emotional outlet. Sometimes the way you dress says, "Don't mess with me," but feel safe enough you can be soft. Her creative expansion also includes directing Without Blood, a war drama featuring Salma Hayek, Mardi roles in her family's filmmaking, and pending documentaries, threads that pull from her humanitarian core. And then, activism. She's reinvigorated her UNHCR work and refugee advocacy. Recently visiting Rohingya camps in Bangladesh, launching mobile health clinics, and vocational initiatives in Afghanistan. "My children are my greatest teachers," she shared, involving them directly in missions. Her voice may have been quieted in personal battles, but now, with artistic courage and purpose, she's speaking loudly again. Brad is rediscovering himself too, taking cues from mistakes past, leaned on by the warmth of trusted relationships and newfound simplicity. At June's F1 premiere in Mexico City, he reflected, "No matter the mistake, learn from it and move on, praising the people who love you back." His former personal life was a 30-year public chaos, but now he's embraced containment, fairly contained, warm and secure. He keeps his relationship with Ines organic. No grand strategies, just letting it evolve. "No dude, it's not that calculated. Life just evolves." Friends echo it, a calming presence and a really solid place for him to land quietly as he shoots F1, reconnecting with purpose and quiet joy. He's also turned architectural and environmental impulses toward restoration, quietly reviving Miraval Studios, educational philanthropy, and his eco-housing legacy, all quieter than before, but meaningful and singular. Their children remain on the fragile axis. Some have dropped Pitt, signs of lingering hurt as Brad strives for reconnection. Angelina refrains from casting blame publicly. Her kids urged her toward that, but she chose to protect rather than retaliate. They trust in her, seeing her vulnerability in Maria, where she didn't hide her fear but let them witness her humanity. Each day is quiet yet charged. Bedtime rituals continue, silver linings form in collaborative projects with her children, and peaceful Pixar evenings still echo with family laughter. Meanwhile, Brad quietly finds footing in private dinners, work camaraderie, and the hum of engines on F1's racetrack. Angelina, with new award season momentum, fresh films like Couture, expanding Atelier Jolie to empower others, deeper activism, plus ongoing collaborations with her children. Her renaissance is evolving, step by step. Brad, F1 drops June 27, but his real success is internal. Steadfast family reconnection, creative philanthropy at Miraval, and a grounded life with Ines. No flash, just substance. Their children, they're forging their paths, some off Hollywood tracks, some working with mom. The family scaffolding is shifting, but hopeful, with space for healing. No return to romance awaits, as both have acknowledged, but what remains is profound. Two fractured souls discovering what it means to be whole again, in separate worlds shaped by the same fire that once bonded them. Their story now is less about fireworks and more about embers, subtle, enduring, capable of warmth, and perhaps, in time, redemption. Angelina has fully embraced her children as her guiding light. She acknowledges that becoming a mother at 26 saved me, and taught me to be in this world differently. As they've grown, some now assist her on set. Maddox, Pax even joined Maria, offering quiet comfort during the emotional storms she portrayed. When I would have really heavy times, they would come over. Something she usually keeps hidden, probably the first time they ever heard me cry. Her comeback role as Maria Collis did more than win acclaim, it was an act of reclamation. After a very dark period, and feeling her light was dimmed, the process of training vocally and emotionally for Maria gave her back her voice. But her vision didn't stop there. In Paris, she's filming Couture, diving into bilingual, auteur-driven cinema, and exploring humanitarian narratives through directing projects like Without Blood, featuring her sons and Salma Hayek. Atelier Jolie further reflects this rebirth, designs that armor and soothe, a metaphor for her own balance between protection and softness. It's a creative and emotional outlet designed around resilience and compassion. Meanwhile, her humanitarian resolve sharpens. She revisited Rohingya camps in Bangladesh, launched mobile medical clinics in Cambodia, and vocational programs in Afghanistan, her children often accompanying her to the field. "My children are my greatest teachers," she says. After finalizing the divorce, Brad intentionally reconfigured his life. At the F1 premiere, he reflected, "Learn from mistakes. Surround yourself with people that love you back," attributing newfound peace to the love around him. His relationship with Ines de Ramon offers quiet joy, home-cooked meals, long walks, and intimate conversations. Their PDA at the NYC premiere, hand in hand, laughing together, mirrors their intimacy, uncalculated, calm, timeless. Ines is often praised as his calming presence, someone who helped him anchor down after the legal torrent. Behind the scenes, he's quietly restoring Miraval's studio and pushing sustainable philanthropy. Less public, more purposeful. Though some of their children have dropped his surname, he's pursuing reconnection. Slowly, humbly, aware of the wounds that linger. The link that still binds them. 6 children navigating the aftermath. Angelina has chosen shields over swords. Her kids asked her to stand strong, but she declined scorched earth responses. She's teaching them empathy and autonomy. They're creating their own paths, some in film, some in activism, all reflecting her soft guidance. Brad, surrounded by love but missing fragments of his past, works to rebuild where he can. His focus now is simpler: family, meaningful work, and self-forgiveness. Angelina, with Maria poised for awards, Couture shooting in Paris, her fashion line expanding, and front lines of refugee advocacy capturing her heart. Each year deepens her purpose. Brad, premieres F1 June 27, lives quietly with Ines, nurtures eco-philanthropy at Miraval, and strives, tenderly, to repair family bonds. Their children, growing influences in both worlds, some stepping into creative roles, others pursuing humanitarian efforts. They carry both legacy and freedom. Angelina's journey is one of transformation and resilience. After the finalization of her divorce from Brad Pitt in December 2024, she has focused on healing and self-discovery. The lengthy legal battle, which began in 2016, has concluded, allowing her to redirect her energy toward her family and personal growth. Her attorney expressed relief at the conclusion of this phase, emphasizing the importance of peace and healing for the family. Angelina has chosen to waive any claims to spousal support, reflecting her commitment to moving forward with grace and dignity. Her latest project, Maria, has been a significant step in her personal and professional rebirth. Playing the role of Maria Callas, she delved into a character marked by resilience and vulnerability, mirroring her own experiences. The role has been described as one of her most emotionally charged performances, resonating deeply with audiences and critics alike. She has also been involved in directing Without Blood, a film that explores themes of trauma and recovery, further showcasing her growth as a storyteller. Beyond her acting career, Angelina has expanded her humanitarian efforts. She has been actively involved in initiatives supporting refugees and displaced communities, leveraging her platform to raise awareness and drive change. Her commitment to these causes underscores her enduring dedication to making a positive impact in the world. Brad Pitt, too, is navigating his post-divorce life with a focus on personal growth and meaningful connections. In a recent interview at the F1 premiere in Mexico City, he reflected on the importance of learning from past mistakes and surrounding oneself with supportive individuals. He emphasized that the finalization of his divorce was more of a legal conclusion than an emotional one, indicating his readiness to move forward. His relationship with Inés de Ramón has been a source of stability and joy. Describing it as fairly contained, warm and secure, Brad has found solace in the simplicity of their connection. Friends have noted that Inés brings a calming presence to his life, helping him navigate the complexities of his public persona and personal experiences. Professionally, Brad has been involved in the revitalization of Miraval Studios, a project that reflects his passion for the arts and commitment to preserving cultural heritage. The studio's reopening in 2022 marked a new chapter, with artists like Saad and Travis Scott recording there, signaling a resurgence of creative energy. The 6 children of Angelina and Brad continue to grow and forge their own identities. Some have chosen to distance themselves from their father, with reports indicating that Pax has severed ties with him, a decision attributed to the way Angelina has raised them. Additionally, Shiloh has opted to drop the Pitt surname, signaling her desire to carve out her own path separate from the public narratives surrounding her parents. Despite these challenges, both Angelina and Brad remain committed to their children's well-being. Angelina has been described as a protective and nurturing mother, focusing on providing a stable and loving environment. Brad, while facing strained relationships with some of his children, continues to express his desire to reconnect and support them in their endeavors. As they continue their separate journeys, both Angelina and Brad are embracing new opportunities and challenges. Angelina's involvement in humanitarian efforts and her evolving career reflect her commitment to personal growth and making a positive impact. Brad's focus on simplicity, creativity, and rebuilding relationships demonstrates his dedication to healing and moving forward. Their story is one of resilience, transformation, and the enduring bond of family. While their paths have diverged, the shared experiences and love for their children continue to shape their lives, guiding them toward new beginnings and possibilities. Their story, once a whirlwind of passion and public adoration, has transformed into a quiet testament to resilience and personal growth. Angelina and Brad, having navigated the complexities of fame, love and loss, now find themselves on separate paths, each seeking peace and purpose in their own way. Angelina, deeply rooted in her role as a mother, has embraced the challenges and joys that come with raising 6 children. Her commitment to their well-being and her focus on their privacy reflect her desire to provide them with a stable and nurturing environment away from the public eye. As she continues her humanitarian work and creative endeavors, she remains steadfast in her dedication to her family, finding fulfillment in the love and lessons they share. Brad, on the other hand, has sought solace in simplicity and introspection. His relationship with Inés de Ramón offers him a sense of stability and warmth, while his professional projects allow him to channel his experiences into meaningful work. Despite the strains in his relationships with some of his children, he continues to express his love and longing for them, hoping for reconciliation in the future. Their children, now young adults, are carving out their own identities, influenced by the values and experiences imparted by both parents. While some have chosen paths away from the spotlight, others continue to engage with the creative world, each finding their own way to navigate the legacy of their famous parents. In the end, the story of Angelina and Brad is not just about a love lost, but about the enduring strength of family, the importance of personal growth, and the quiet resilience that comes from facing life's challenges with grace and dignity. Their journey continues, not in the headlines, but in the lives they lead and the lessons they impart to those who look up to them. If you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and share.